Welcome on into Inside Hawkeye Football this season premiere. Week number 1 in the books. And welcome on in. Iowa wins at 38-14 over Miami of Ohio. And we welcome you on into the studios for Inside Hawkeye Football season number 2 here. And we're going to have a weekly show right here on our affiliates. Reminder, next week we're going to bring on in what was I going to say here? Oh, yeah. So next week we're going to talk about Iowa's game against Rutgers, their Big Ten opener this year. But today we got Miami, Ohio. Talk about, and I mean the Red Hawk. I think they're the Red Hawks or something. But they had a pretty good show against Iowa, especially early. The 14-38 score is not really accurate of how the game was played. I think the Hawkeyes definitely need to step it up, though. I said our headline of the week: a rough start, but they're okay. I mean, you can't be starting your season on the ropes. And it felt at sometimes in the game that the Hawkeyes were a little on the ropes, and that's not good. Of course, next week they go head-to-head against Rutgers, 11 a.m. Central Time on FS1. Yeah, and then they get Iowa State on FS1 as well. But we're going to focus here on the game against Miami here. And then we'll talk about Rutgers in just a moment. But so Iowa coming to this game, they get their first night opener. I'm going to tell you, it was a pretty good scene out there at Kinnick. I didn't go to the game, but I'm just going to tell you that they're going to look pretty good this year. I mean, it certainly looks like a pretty good year, a year that they're going to be contending for a Big Ten West title yet again. And I don't know, Nate Stanley looked a lot better than I expected here in the opener against Miami. This again is a MAC team. This is not, your Wisconsin, your Nebraska, or even Minnesota. They also get Michigan this year, which is not going to be easy. They get Michigan on the road. They get Penn State at home. And the other crossover is Rutgers next week on FS1. So yes, just got to watch out. All righty. So thank you guys for watching Inside Hawkeye Football. But first, we're going to talk about next week's game against Rutgers. Rutgers, of course, gets an extra day of rest before playing Iowa. They played a night early in the F-150 special on BTN. They get to go to Kinnick. These two teams, I think, only played once in Big Ten play, if I'm right. But Iowa got the better of them, I think. And this time, this game is very early in the season, and it's got a decent meaning towards it. It's a big game for Iowa here. Okay, we take all that into perspective, and then let's look at it here. That Rutgers has been playing very bad in recent years. Usually last in the Big Ten East, but I think they're going to do a little better this year. And this Iowa team's got to be ready for it. It's an early start time. Hawkeyes better get up early because Hawkeyes in those 11 a.m. Central Time contests, they have not performed. They've usually not played their best football. Of course, their bowl game probably an exception, but Mississippi State probably don't play 11 a.m. bowl games very well either. So I think they'll win against Rutgers. I think they'll go to 2-0, and that's a third of the way to bowl eligibility through 2 weeks. But I do believe in this team. They're a good team here. So yes, again, guys, want to make sure y'all watch our good old coverage next. SN College Ball Day. It's Saturday only on SN. Don't miss it. Every Saturday until we get to December. I think it is still every Saturday though at that point in the year, but we'll see you next.